We just watched Scream 7 in theaters last night, and we're reviewing it the very next morning. It's bright and early, 6:30 a.m. on the dot, actually. And we'll give you spoiler-free for Scream 7, and we'll then give a spoiler warning after that, probably 7-ish minutes in. It'll probably be a quicker spoiler-free spoiler section today. But let's get into it. Scream 7, we just watched. If people don't know what Scream and the whole franchise is, do you want to give a little bit of brushings to what it is?
Sure. It's a horror movie with a killer wears a ghost mask, and he's going after mainly this particular woman for most of the series. What's her name?
Sydney. You have Sydney Prescott.
Yep.
And the first Scream came out, I believe it was 1996, late 90s, and Scream 2 came out. It's been a franchise for a while. There was a big gap between, I think it was 4 and 5 had a big gap. One of those movies in between did. And it's on number 7 now. And the Scream franchise is, I guess, known for having that meta-narrative plot of the slasher movie, but also kind of playing with it a little bit, of making fun of some of the tropes, but leaning into them as well, and having the really gory jump scare stuff. So go in expecting that. It's horror, somewhat comedy at times, but mainly horror. And yeah, what do you think people should expect as well?
Mainly, if you've seen a Scream movie, expect that.
Yeah.
I have seen spatterings of Scream movies throughout my life.
Spatterings.
Not a full one. I have not watched a Scream movie from beginning to end.
Until this one?
Until this one. It has always been a background movie for me. So
yeah.
if you are like me, I've never seen a Scream movie. Can I watch Scream 7? Yes, you can.
You certainly can. The movie fills you in along the way.
Yes. It's fine, I guess, for Scream movie. Whatever. You want my honest thoughts? That's whatever. It's a whatever out of 5.
Yeah, it's a whatever. Don't care next out of 5.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, I think for my thoughts are, as an entertainment distraction, it does the I guess the blood and gore and scary factor. You might have a decent time in theaters, but as far as the story goes, the character goes, any of the substance there, I think especially for Scream fans will be a bit disappointing. And the people going in, I guess if you're comparing to the previous 6, which I've seen spatterings as well. I've not seen all of them, but this movie got me interested to go watch some of the previous Screams to see the love for the franchise.
Well, that's the question I ultimately have for fans. Fans of the series, let us know down below. There's a lot of references in this movie to the previous franchise, and it definitely holds my hand as someone who hasn't really seen it to show us what has happened and gives a lot of context to the previous movies. Is this member berries? Are these nice mentions, references, or is it more insulting in the sense of it's just playing on the member berries? Like,
nostalgia
remember
bait.
that character? Yeah. Remember that character? Hey, look, that character's back. Like,
yeah.
Did that work for you, or did it detract from the movie? Let us know down below.
Very curious on that. Rich, what did you give the movie? Oh, well, first I want to give a quick thing of what others gave this online. So from what critics have been saying, I think it's the lowest rated Scream movie yet on Rotten Tomatoes. Critics gave it a 37% currently, and this is a day after the movie's released. And audience gave it a 77%. It's looking like IMDb's tracking about 6.2. It seems to be this isn't a crowd pleaser. It's just, hey, I imagine a lot of people don't overthink the movie is the main thing. Don't walk into Scream, and critics are obviously going to look more story-wise, the substance of the movie, and fans are going to go, hey, was the movie scary? Did I have a good time? Sure.
I am trying to do that as well. Hey, what is this movie trying to go for? This is not high cinema. I shouldn't have it at that bar. It is supposed to be mindless entertainment. And how does it perform at that?
With that, what did you end up rating it out of 5 stars?
I gave it a 2. 2 out of 5.
Flawed?
Yeah.
Gotcha. I ended up giving it a 2.5 out of 5, so disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's tough because for me, my highest category, or the two highest, I guess, filmmaking, because hey, it does good with the horror, slashing, and all that. But as far as emotional impact goes, just the feel the movie gives you and being scary, capturing your attention, it does that. It's a good distraction. But then all the other so when it comes to characters, plot, dialogue, or the themes, especially too, all of that is, I think, poorly done and poorly executed.
I agree with you on all of that.
Yeah.
So, what do you want to get right into spoilers? Is there anything else?
I think we can get into it's Scream 7. It's Scream. Honestly, if you haven't watched Scream, continue on in spoilers. It's fine. You could still go watch the movie. Won't affect it that much.
That is very true.
So,
this is a movie this is a video you don't have to click away from. You could just watch the whole thing, even if you haven't seen the movie.
check out our categories down below for what we actually rated it if you're interested and curious. But otherwise, spoilers. Spoiler warning time. Click off if you don't want to get spoilers. Are you ready, Rich?
Yep.
All right. Quick plot summary for what was the movie? What happened?
All right. Sidney Prescott, the original main character of the Scream franchise. She is now a mother. She has sheltered her daughter away from her past. Their daughter knows all the public things, but nothing. Sidney doesn't really like to talk about it. Well, the killer is back. The ghost face is back. Calls her, so now they're trying to figure out who the ghost face is. Is it one of Sidney's friends? Is it one of her daughter's boyfriend or friends? Who knows? Basically, then they catch the first one in their house, tries to kill him. They stop him. Then they're discovered, there's actually more. There's always one more. It's whatever.
Or two more.
Mm. Yada, yada, yada. Basically, everyone, all non-main characters die, effectively. And so
the news crew all makes it.
News crew makes it, of course, but Sidney's daughter's, what's her name?
Daughter's boyfriend passes away.
T starts with a T. What's her daughter?
The boyfriend's name?
No, daughter.
Oh, the daughter? Oh, sorry. Yes. Tatum.
Tatum.
Yep.
All of her friends are dead.
Who is named after her mom's friend who passed away.
But yeah, Tatum's friends are all dead. All of them gone. Like everyone she knows.
Her boyfriend gone.
Dead.
Her father butchered, but somehow survives. We'll get onto that later.
That's the most unbelievable part.
That
out of
part,
everything.
That was funny.
Funny.
That was a bit funny.
That was really funny. Anyway,
when he gets Premier, I'm going, oh, come on.
So they're going back and forth. Ghostface is hunting them down. Ultimately, the Ghostface catches Tatum, kidnaps her to their home. Calls up Sidney like, "Hey, I'm gonna butcher your daughter in front of you. Come alone." She does. Bingo bango. They actually turn the tables, and the Ghostface are dead. And now
turntables because they actually they're gonna kill the mom in front of the daughter.
Yeah. Anyway, like, who cares?
Who cares? Damn, look at that enthusiasm. But yes, the movie ends with our mom and daughter having this. Now they trust one another, and that there's more fearlessness from the daughter, and they've overcome, and it's a happy ending. Dad's bleeding out. Oh my God! But don't worry about it.
Also, probably one of the funniest lines in the entire movie
yes.
of Sidney Prescott and her daughter just blow this woman's face away, just headshots, and like her face is a mangled mess, and the daughter has now just lost every single one of her friends, been butchered in front of her. Saw her dad gutted, like standing at her, and was nearly killed. And after the second they're done, the second she's killed this person, the mother turns to her, says like, "You okay?
Are you okay?"
It's like, no, mom, no, I'm not okay. All my friends are dead. And I just killed someone. I'm not okay.
No, I'm Sidney's daughter.
And then she goes, "I'm Sidney fucking Prescott's daughter. Like, of course I'm okay." Okay. Alrighty. It was funny to me.
Yeah.
And
that's the movie summary overall. Well, what did you want to go into? Emotional impact. What did you think of the emotions, the feels it was giving you? What did you give that out of 5?
I was generous. I gave it a 3.5. I thought some of the spooky scenes were good. The gory scenes were appropriately gory.
Yeah.
Those kind of worked. It wasn't particularly boring for most of us. So like I was engaged.
Yeah.
Basically the entire time.
I give it a 3.25, somewhat good.
Yeah.
And I would have given it even higher if it wasn't for the emotional depth of the movie. I think the things that land is the scary, the horror, and even the opening sequence that you see with each Scream movie, I believe, opens with the non-protagonist character. Famously, Drew Barrymore was one of them in one of the early Scream movies, where you get that first 10 minutes of these other characters who are. We're getting to see the villain be successful in the first 10 minutes of the film. And in this case, it was these two characters, boyfriend, girlfriend, who were going to the stab house. And the boyfriend was a big fan of the franchise. And it was slowly hinting at you that, wait, this actually might be real, and giving you a lot of fake outs of the Scream figure who was a motion sensor at first. And then the boyfriend dresses up at Scream and scares his girlfriend. But it turns out Scream's actually there. It's a lot of that fake out tension stuff that the movies like this will typically get you with. Some of the jump scares too, and that continues throughout the movie. Of the deaths were like, grimacing a lot of the times. When it came to the, am I feeling deeply for the characters and the emotions and the story parts of it? That's where it wasn't as flattering. But would you generally agree it's, hey, scary factor, good, fun?
Yeah.
Rest, not as much.
I'm trying to give it that grace in that sense of through most of it on pure spooks level and entertainment wise. It's good. Mm-hmm. It did it well. But yeah, you're right.
What got you the most?
What jump scare? Or
just a moment that was like, when were you most locked into the movie? Pretty tense, scary stuff. Scene that will stick out to you.
I think the school scene. So everything with the name of the darn daughter. I cannot remember. Tatum.
Oh yeah, and her friend. How her friend died.
How she died of like being suspended on that on stage and everything. That was spooky. Of like, just imagine being trapped on that. It's like, that was rough. So I think that whole scene was spooky. I liked it. Also, just the right out of the gate of the person saying like, "Oh, I'm at your daughter's school," and so the tension of like Sydney just gunning it there and everyone scrambling to make it. So I thought that scene was probably my favorite sequence of spooky and scary.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, especially mixed in with Tatum. Like, oh, is Tatum gonna get killed there? Because I think maybe this could be. Now, of course, Tatum's gonna live through the whole thing, but like, what's gonna happen to her in front of her or friends, or how is she gonna make it out? I think that was all good.
Yes, another one of the big ones. I guess the big action sequence after that was the climax, where not even that. It was when the next scene that was really pretty entertaining was when the Scream figure, the first one that they kill, that the news crew comes and kills and runs over, when we find out they were in the attic and the family's getting ready. You have the dad who's a cop, and you have the mom Sydney, and you have the daughter Tatum, and they're getting ready to leave town. And as they're getting chased down, and they have this little bunker room they go to, and they're trying to get out to go help their dad, and the Scream figure stabbing through the wall, trying to skewer them. It just does a good stuff of like setting you up with scenes that are, are they going to make it out? Who's going to get hurt and all that? Yeah. What about the other factor the movie's going for, the more emotional depth?
Oh yeah, nothing there. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
I guess the rest of the discussion we can cover that.
The best I could do for the movie is just not think about it, and then it's a lot better.
It's more fun that way. Yeah. Okay. What about let's go on to the thought provokingness, the themes and stuff, the substance there. What'd you give that out of 5?
So far, I gave it NA. I don't even think it's applicable. I don't know if it's fair to give Scream 7, thought provoking. Is it even going for that? No.
Yeah, I think so.
Or is that just surface level? Like
it is.
It's kind like they say it, but it's not like they're actually trying anything.
I think they're trying something. I gave it a 1.5. Bad.
Okay.
For this one, mainly because I wrote down I jotted down after watching the movie what are some of the themes it's going for. One is the message about fear, like the daughter being fearsome versus being bold of what to do in confronting terror and all of that, and that related to her mom. Second was the trust message, because her mom never trusting her daughter, and their arc about what she should do. Should she coddle her daughter, or should she trust her? Can she ever trust anybody again, or is everybody the killer? That theme. Thirdly, you have like the generational trauma aspect of things. And then lastly, they could have done more with this, like the whole AI deepfake could have been more interesting to explore. But I think that's some of the surface themes. And then I gave it bad because of how the themes were executed and handled mainly. But also it is a Scream movie, so I could see not caring to critique or talk about the themes too much, but I do think it's got those layers there.
I'm gonna leave it at NA because I really do think that it's plastered on there, but I don't know if that's supposed to be the point or focus, but we could talk about it anyway.
We could talk about it quickly. I mean,
ultimately, most of those themes don't land as well because it's a Scream movie. Of all of the justification of, oh, should you trust people? And like, just because they're killers doesn't mean you can't trust anyone ever again. It's kind of like, no, in Sidney Prescott's world, don't trust anybody. No, why would you ever do that? She is surrounded by people that want to kill her all the time, every time. Like, yes, be ultra cautious and don't trust anyone, really.
Why I thought that theme was poorly handled, especially in the end, was they're attempting to find out who the killer is, because by the way, in the background, Stu, who is one of the original killers, Stu seems he might be coming back. Or is it a deep fake where they're getting sent all of these it's faked out from a deep fakes are essentially it's mimicking somebody's face and making it look like that person. Right. And so we're finding out, is it him? Is he back? Is he alive? Or is this somebody that's using the technology to look like it's Stu and terrorize? Which we find out in the end, it is somebody that's using the technology to look like Stu. And while they're trying to find out who the killer is, her and her news crew buddy, who is, where is she?
Courtney Cox.
Courtney Cox's character, yes, who's Gal Weathers. Gal Weathers and her go on air, and they're talking about trying to get a call from this Stu deepfake, the killer, to get them live on air. And Gal Weathers starts asking super personal questions about Sydney's daughter, when she's clearly going, hey, don't talk about my daughter. Ask another question about daughter. Hey, don't talk about my daughter. Ask another questions about daughter. And she pulls the mic and leaves. And next time they see each other is at the end of the film. Like, so skipping from there to the end of the film, and she walks up to Gal Weathers at the end going, I trust you, and hugs her, and has this moment after the whole anxiety of of just killing the person that was chasing them the whole time. But even someone like Gal Weathers, it's like, she doesn't seem like a good friend in that moment, at least. And so it's just the message about trust is very thinly veiled, and just has to happen to have some sort of dynamic with especially the mother and daughter, because that's what carries the movie. You have her coddling her daughter, and does the coddling make her not able to defend herself when she needs to? So, for example, in the scene where she's locked into the shop area and has the gun and doesn't even know how to take the safety off. So her mother has to coax her through, hey, here's how you take the safety off. Okay, you've got this. Don't worry. You can do this. And so it's kind of showing it would have been better if she trusted her daughter earlier on and whatnot.
Yeah. I mean, the additional thing with, oh God, I do want to just mention a plot thing right there.
Yeah.
Why the hell do you leave? Why do you leave the room? Yeah. You shot him. Oh, great. Wait for me, daughter. I'm on the way. You got it. We got the police on speed dial.
There's so much like that, yeah.
Whatever. That's beside the point.
Go for the head, and they do finally after many attempts.
I guess. Yeah. I know that's the joke in in the series, but beside the point.
Why I'd also say bad for the theme. So the end message with fear of that line of dialogue we're talking about, I think, is handled incorrectly. It's the wrong message here of when her mom asks her, hey, are you okay? And she answers, hey, I'm Sidney Prescott's fucking daughter, right?
Yeah.
I can do this. I think the Scream movie, at least this Scream movie, gets the idea of like what bravery is and responses to fear wrong, because fear isn't just going like, hey, I'm fearless and I can take down the bad guy. True bravery is kind of the real message there should be, no, I'm scared, but brave person faces fear and does so anyways. You know,
ultimately,
fear is real. It's not that you can just be fearless. It's no, confront that, hey, the trauma, this generational trauma, it's very real. I am scared. And because I overcame, because I actually, you can't be brave if you're not scared in the first place. Bravery takes fear, because what is a soldier marching into battle if not you're scared?
Yeah.
Otherwise you're psycho, right?
Yeah, no. So especially that end line of, are you okay? It's like, oh, I'm Sidney Prescott's fucking daughter. I'm great. I don't have fear. It's like, no, wrong really message to have, but
also clearly there is fear.
Clearly there is fear. So yeah, weird way to talk about like, oh yeah, no, even the mother telling her daughter of like, oh yeah, my friend was fearless and just would, I don't know. It'd be better just say brave. But again, it's a Scream movie. So I'm not, I'm not holding the bar very high for him.
That's fair. Yeah, it's with the, that, I think that ties in the characters a bit too. Want to get into that?
Sure.
So what would you give characters out of 5?
2.5. Flawed.
I gave it
disappoint.
No, flawed is too.
Flawed.
Yeah. I give it a 1.75. Very flawed. Yeah, for the characters here. So,
yeah,
we got the mother and daughter first. What you thinking about them?
I think they're acted well, but I don't care about any of them. The daughter is, to some degree, I throughout this whole movie they're going like, oh man, the mother, Sydney's not opening up to her daughter. And I'm kind of looking at it going, I don't know. Sydney seems to have gone through a lot of trauma of like all these different killers. Why would she open up to her daughter about all these horrific murders she's been victim to or surrounded by? This seems very reasonable. The daughter's like, why don't you open up to me? I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that like all my friends get murdered right in front of me. I've killed several people. Like, I don't know if I really want to talk about that, daughter. I don't know. It's a similar thing of like,
they need to communicate.
You go to your grandparents. Like, you're not going to hound your grandpa over like, Grandpa, why won't you open up to me about what happened to you in World War II? Maybe they're uncomfortable sharing the horrors of war to you. Maybe. Like you don't like, shame on you. Like, what an asshole. No. You are completely in the right. You are secure enough to just not share things. You don't have to share every little tiny detail with your daughter. That's not a thing. Why do you need to be so open with everyone about every little like bloody detail of your life? No, you don't have to do that.
That's why that didn't bother me a ton, mainly because, well, let's say her character, the actress is in her 20s. I think part of it, the reason it doesn't work is because she doesn't look like she's in high school. And so in my head, I'm going, the immaturity from this teenage brat. And she's supposed to be, 17 or something, 18, I guess senior in high school or something like that. It's supposed to be that back and forth stubborn relationship where she has the boy over in her house and she's calling her mom a hypocrite because, hey, you did that when you were a kid. Why can't I do it? That's not fair. You can't just, how can you just make sure your childhood was like this and you're treating me like this and coddling me, having that pushback, trying to wear her mother's coat and her mother doesn't even talk about it. That was another scene where she was just kind of brushed aside and the dad saying to the mom like, hey, you're a bit too harsh on her there, let her go, at least wear the coat, that kind of thing. What did the butting heads didn't work for you as much of just them? Yeah.
Just the underlying point of it, the justification was not there.
Yeah. I think for the biggest thing we have, the 1 stars for us are the incoherent characters, the ones that don't make sense. And that's Fig trying to get into the door. Oh, Fig did open the door. 1 second, his cat Fig just opened the door. Sorry about that. We're back. So, what were we saying with their characters? Yes,
Yeah.
even more incoherent. The thing that the characters, with why they don't feel real, at least like real people, is their reactions to the trauma and what actually just happened around them, not feeling real. Of in the moment, of course, Sydney's horrified that. Oh, sorry, not Sydney. Tatum, the daughter's horrified that her boyfriend just got butchered in front of her, or her dad's there bleeding out on the ground. All of this does happen, yet it seems to end very sweetly, and that they're able to block out the horrors that just happened for them very quickly to resolve the movie. And it should be a lot more of a dreary feeling of these. If these characters to feel more real, would be like all of my friends, everyone I've known and loved, except I guess mom and dad, who's should be dead right now.
Dad should be dead.
This should absolutely be dead.
That's the most movie magic I've ever did see.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, those characters, those are the best characters, like the most developed. All the other, nearly every other character was annoying. Oh God, the film crew people. I hated them. I wanted them off the screen. I wish the Scream monster killed them. I wish.
Why'd the annoying ones make it?
Why do the annoying ones make it? That's the worst part.
Yeah.
Like, why do you kill off all like the nice ones? The boyfriend seemed normal and nice, and like whatever.
Yeah.
Creepy guy was at least had something about him of like, he's creepy. Stereotypically creepy, but whatever. Like at least he's a person. The news people didn't feel like people. I didn't like them at all.
No. What was it about? I mean, the boyfriend showed, there was that scene in the car where Tatum thought he was the killer because he had pulled up on his laptop the deep fake, and it turns out he was actually testing it to see if it was real and trying to help his girlfriend and family to get through this. He seemed like a great guy because the story's also playing against those tropes of, you think it's the boyfriend.
Yeah.
No. You think it's the creepy guy. No, it's the random neighbor. That's what it actually is.
Yeah, it's the random neighbor and the like psychiatrist guy that just randomly lied to you.
Yes.
I don't even think psychiatrist guy. He was probably an inmate. I have no idea. Whatever. He's. Yeah. And the villains, the actual Ghostface characters.
The villains was what sucked too.
They sucked.
The whole reveal at the end too of the villain monologue.
Yeah.
None of that landed.
That
for me.
That was Snoozeville for me. God, that was really bad.
Yeah.
I hated that choice.
What'd you hate about it?
It was the subversion for subversion's sake. Like, haha, bet you didn't guess it was this character. Like, you caught me, movie. I didn't expect it to be the random ass neighbor. Subverted me. You took the most boring option.
Oh, what do you think about the killer's motivation and everything surrounding her?
Dumb as okay, fine. They're psychos. I get it. But in the previous Scream movies, and again, I haven't seen them all the way through, but from this movie, I get the context of all these different Scream, all these different killers had some type of like emotional significance to Sydney. Her brother, a friend, like a very close friend, an uncle, like all these people that are close to her life. And that's what's like traumatic of like, can I trust anyone?
I'm very curious how she met her husband and trusted him.
Yeah,
is that explained in previous movies? I assume it is. I don't know.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Who knows? But point is, I don't understand. Like, okay, in future movies, is it ever going to be mentioned again of like, because in this movie, it's played it through a kind of highlight reel, the AI deepfakes of the killer, like going through all the previous killers. Like, I did this to you and like you killed me. I'm not going to forgive you for what it did to my son. All these different, like this collage of previous killers.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get to the neighbor. Is anyone going to remember the neighbor after it? Is Sydney going to even think twice? Is it going to be brought up of like, remember the neighbor? No. barely remembered her before. She's just some psycho.
Yeah. Who didn't care. Her kid was the creepy kid, right?
Yeah.
And I guess
Who she killed or didn't kill.
Her, or was it the accomplice? One of them killed,
but doesn't care.
Yeah. Which I guess it just why?
I mean, they're psychopaths, so I guess I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the creepy kid had probably one of the most brutal deaths.
Yeah, damn.
Be wild if it was her.
Spiked his head through on the bar, just spiked straight through it.
Beer coming out of his mouth.
Yeah, that was
with blood.
Nasty.
Yeah, that was nasty.
That was real nasty. Yeah. Well, what did you think about Sydney's character, our protagonist?
I don't know. She's terrible review answer. I know. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's just there's a lot of nothing. She's the badass character that just has to learn how to trust again, trust the daughter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was looping back to her. I think the main thing here is why at least the main cast leans more incoherent to me is the trust and all of that seems a bit inconsistent, and who the character is of just what are their priorities, what do they care about is very much tied to the daughter, and daughter's tied to the mom. But outside that, the movie kind of ignores any other relations for the most part, or ignores that the characters are deeper than just that theme it's going for. Because everything else doesn't really matter and gets put to the wayside. Like for example, with the mother having these trust issues, and you see how she locks all of her doors super tight, has all of this. I guess it would have been an interesting character thing to show more of. Is there any mistrust toward her husband? Or again, I don't know if this is covered in previous movies, but why is she selectively trustful? How do you get into her inner circle? She doesn't trust her daughter with information, but her husband, who I guess a cop, and they work as a team. You just assume they have this bond of why is she able to trust in some parts of her life, but not others? Why isn't this a character trait that goes all throughout? And hey, when she's with Gal and about to go on to the interview, would have been more interesting if she's having these major trust issues with Gal, and that's a whole back and forth thing of, I don't even want to, you could be the killer, Gal. Yeah. You just showed up in town and not go, how convenient is that? What the hell? Like, she's just her entire character. It's just more incoherent because it only functions in one way. That's it. It does not extend anywhere throughout. It's not a believable character, not real. So it just is how the character writing goes. That's why it's very flawed to me. However, as like does it move the film forward? Yes. It is. If you think about it too much, of course, the characters aren't bombastic, of course. But it gets the job done, I guess. It's a Scream movie.
It's a Scream movie.
I feel a little silly sometimes, like talking too much about, look, this character substance and all of this, because does it deserve that much? No, it doesn't.
I'm with you.
So, but we could complain for more of like why the characters don't work, but we'll just keep it that so we don't be too much of a damper.
I do want to I want to change order really on this one. Yeah. Really quick. I want to go through dialogue and then filmmaking real quick.
And then go to plot.
And then let's end with the plot, because I think that'll be fun to talk about.
That will be fun.
The dumb plot things that we've noticed.
Let's do it. You want to go dialogue and acting? What'd you give that out of 5?
I give it 2.
I did as well. 2. Flawed.
2 flawed. Yeah. I think the main cast did, I guess, okay with Sydney and Tatum.
Yeah.
They acted okay, but the rest of the supporting cast, I didn't like most of the dialogue scenes or
how telly was some of it. Where the crime junkie guy, when he first meets Sydney at work, first meets the mom at work, the creepy dude, the guy who's really in the crime, his mom is talking, the killer mom is talking to him and being like, oh my God, is my son being too much? And the son literally goes to the audience and says, sorry, Mom, hey, I'm a crime junkie. That's my thing. You didn't need to say that line of dialogue for the audience to understand that he's into crime stuff. It's just like the dialogue being straightforward of, hey, audience, I'm a crime junkie. That's my character role. It's like, got it.
Yeah. That happened a lot.
Yeah.
But
it was one example.
Whatever.
What bothered you? Did it bother you with some of the casting part, like it did with me a little bit, of how, like, I mean, they look like they're in their mid-20s, all the high schoolers.
I mean, that's just kind of par for the course. I'm used to
Sure.
the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, those perfect films.
Of course.
And all of those high schoolers are like look in their 30s.
Yes, but at least it's more fun if they look in their 30s. You know, if they look a generation removed from high school, it's funny. It's funnier. This
Sure.
one, it's not funny enough.
That's fair.
But what else with dialogue and acting for you? What just did not work? Some of the quips, I imagine.
Oh, the quips didn't work for me. The killer's monologue at the end, of course, didn't. We already talked about that. Just did not work. Yeah, most of the dialogue between friends didn't feel like actual friend conversations. The dialogue I hated the most by far is everything with the press team, the recorder, and
yeah,
whatever they were. I hated them.
Their characters.
I hated every word out of their fucking mouths.
That's Chad, and I can't find. It's not immediately on the character list, but yes, those two.
Good. Actress is fine. I don't want the character on the list. It's fine. We don't need either of them.
What were some of the quips? I'm trying to remember.
I blocked it out of my mind.
I'm going to remind you to bring back the trauma.
Yeah.
If this movie taught me anything, it's bring the trauma back and you'll get over it immediately.
Great. Yeah, no. The best thing to do with trauma is to like just bring it out in front, like focus on it all the time. Like overshare. Share with everyone your trauma. Share it on live TV too. That's the best solution.
Yeah, going back, not talking about themes, but that the trauma portion, how that was handled was why it was also low for me. It was not the best.
Ugh,
not the best theme.
Terrible. Why won't you openly talk about your trauma all the time?
Well, and I guess we're over it, right? But yeah, Chad, and what was some of the things he was saying? I was laughing because I was laughing sometimes at how the jokes didn't land in the theater. Just it was saying a line where it's, hey, cute laugh, and then nobody laughing in the theater made me chuckle. I go, damn, that's so lame. That's so sad.
I don't even remember them, but I do remember that. Yeah, no. God, what were some of the jokes?
I'm trying to remember. Oh, I guess that says a lot.
God, what were their attempted jokes?
When okay, here was one. This one I remember because I was like, that was like a Disney line where they were, when they first got onto the scene and they ran over the Scream Part 1 when it was in the midpoint of the movie, and the woman girl anchor says something about like whatever, and then he quips back going, oh, sorry, I didn't expect us to drive into town and kill the Scream guy, thank you very much, but now I'll do but now I'll pay attention next, or says something. Remember that
yeah
scene? He says like, oh yeah, sorry, I didn't expect that we'd drive into town and hit the killer, and all of a sudden that line where the humor part was like acknowledging the ridiculousness of the scene they just entered in, and like haha laugh because look how funny of a sequence that is.
Look, I'm referencing
the thing you just saw.
I'm referencing the bad plot moment.
Yeah.
That makes it funny.
That's lampshading, by the way. That's typical lampshading of like, hey, you acknowledge the ridiculousness of it. Isn't that crazy?
The other
it's okay now.
The most ridiculous thing is we'll talk about in plot. It's the funniest part.
Okay.
But yeah, no, dialogue acting flawed. Didn't like it.
The thing I liked, at least, the acting was decent. And fair enough. I mean, they did well. It was most of the lines they were given. And I think there was one time I remember chuckling. That was genuine.
I didn't like the acting of most of the side characters, but
I agree with you there. I would say at least for the
mains.
The mains did pretty well.
Okay.
Anything else for that?
What about filmmaking?
I gave it 3.75. Really good.
I gave 3.25. Above average. Yeah. Look, pretty good. I mean, the spooks were good. I think the jump scares worked. It looked interesting, well lit. Yeah, I appreciate a well lit horror movie. That
is neat.
That is impressive to do. Of like when not to show it. When to show it. It's good.
Yes.
Not all blurry.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. But now, lastly, to me, because there's not, unless you have anything else to say about filmmaking.
No, other than there's the chandelier scene early on, the stabbing through the wall scene. Just I guess the fun thing about the movie, and you're talking about the beer coming out of the guy's mouth. It's gory. It's interesting. It's I think a lot of the emotional aspect of why you're scared comes because the filmmaker does a good job at giving you that tense. When's the reveal coming? Is it behind this curtain? Is it behind there? But yeah, we don't have to talk about it too much. Oh yeah, last one.
Plot. What did you give plot?
2, flawed. Are you going to convince me to go lower?
I actually gave it a 2.25.
You did?
I was slightly more generous.
Oh, okay. I thought I was going to be higher than you.
It is not.
I give it a 2. Yeah.
It is not incoherent. It makes sense. The plot makes sense.
But how much would you change?
A lot. I would change a lot.
Yeah.
Get right off the bat. The killers being the random neighbor. Does it make sense? Sure, it's certainly plausible. There's nothing in the movie that says like it couldn't be the neighbor, but also there really is nothing that says it is. And so it's a very like, haha, you tricked me movie. I also don't care. Like it means nothing. Like, oh great, the neighbor. Was anybody surprised, shocked? Sure, but no one cares. So that's a boring reveal.
Did you hear the person in the theater to the right of us? As soon as the neighbor was revealed, he goes, "I knew it."
Really?
Yeah, I heard someone in our theater say that. So at least one person predicted it. Good
job. I thought it was boring though. But whatever. I wasn't thinking hard enough, I guess, about it. That plot. So I think that's a lot of this is. Does the plot make sense? I guess most of it does. Is it kind of the boring decisions? I think so.
Yeah. And
then through the rest of the movie, it's just these characters putting themselves into precarious situations when they really don't need to. They have one moment of like genuine clarity of like, okay, good. They're somewhat prepped. They're somewhat normal people of, okay, Sydney's been through the ringer. She's been through 5 other Scream movies. And so her house is barricaded up. She has a safe house. When they go back to like, okay, we're on the run. They don't just go into the house to get their things. Send the cops. Like, make sure the house is empty. Check every room. And then we're going to go grab our stuff and leave. Now, would it be better to just, hey, why don't the cops just follow you in and stay there while you're beside the point? But they were somewhat smart in that. Like, okay, good. They're actually prepped. The dumb thing happens when they get to the safe room and then immediately try and leave. And like, yeah, that's real dumb. That's dumb as hell.
This is movies. Don't Scream movies like this usually make fun of those dumb tropes? In a way, wasn't that the beginning of Scream? Because,
I guess,
but in this it didn't. That's your point of it's that frustrating when you're watching the horror movie and how everyone has zero survival instincts. Of the dad, for example, going into the garage alone because he hears a noise and turning every corner on his own. You're just going, can't there be a little bit more plot reason to make the characters make these dumb decisions?
Or at least the dad goes in with his gun drawn.
Something, like ready to go. Something's happening, but especially when there's killers on the loose, your whole family. You just saw your daughter's friend get flayed alive, and another friend dead to rights. So
also, why would you leave all that plastic sheets up? Like that just looked like the horror movie set.
Of course,
I'd look at that.
They're asking for it.
I'm looking at that going. Construction can happen later. Tear all that down. I want clear line of sight in every room. I don't want curtains.
Yes.
No. Don't give me curtains. That's perfect killer hiding place. No. None of that.
None of
curtains. That. Line of sight every wall. But again, am I thinking too much into the movie? Yes.
But hey, movies should make you think a little, right?
A little, yeah.
What makes a fun slasher is you can trust it enough to do these things without making you think too hard. That's a successful slasher. It's smart enough and intelligent enough to make you forget about the story stuff and focus on the entertainment. And this one was bad enough to go, okay, the story flaws. Like, for example, the one that the plot worked in the sense of, hey, I was rooting for our main characters when they got the killer in the midpoint. I'm going, oh, interesting. Now what's happening? So I was curious about the mystery. I was very interested. Also the setup here in the plot of we had all the characters not trapped themselves, but met, and the anchor crew got the boyfriend, the creepy guy, were all there as suspects. And then as soon as a couple of them start leaving the room, I'm going, wait, is one of them going to dress up as one of the killers? Is that an actual way this is going? Is it one of them? It was interesting. But one moment that got me to gasp of like oh, no way, that's ridiculous, was the father being alive. That's
that is the most unbelievable.
That put it at a 2-star for me, a flaw, because I'm just going, are you serious? In the morning,
Yeah, okay.
he got stabbed how many times in daylight?
I'd let the movie magic go in the sense of before Sydney gets there, the husband gets stabbed in the gut. Is like same scene, but it just then happened. And then he's fresh. All right, he's been gutted like a fish, but it was 5 minutes ago. Movie magic, he can make
somehow
it.
Survives that, right?
There's no fucking way. You get gutted stabbed into the chest, repeatedly stabbed in the gut, gutted like a fish. Blood is everywhere. In the morning, and he's still alive at night? No.
Nah, not happening.
No.
Not happening.
Absolutely not. Like, why? And that was such a... Because like, it was, okay, the husband's the cop. We need to get him out of the way so Sydney can, do the thing. We want... Him being in the movie makes the plot difficult, because you would think he'd go and try and save his daughter. So we need to get him out of the way.
So you got to stab him so he's incapacitated. Yeah.
This is one of those things of movies got to do a little bit better job of thinking how to, if they want the dad to not be involved for the rest of the movie, think of something else. That's a terrible way to get rid of him for the movie. Like, I'm wondering even if that scene, it was planned the way we were thinking of, happened like right before. Like it was planned for him to be killed right before the killers enter the house for the final scene. But they're like, shoot, we need to cut some other scene. We're gonna cut the rest of the scenes with the dad, so let's move that forward.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that's what happened.
Maybe,
because that is just really bad.
Yeah.
Like, my God, there's a lot of unbelievable stuff in this movie. That's probably the worst.
Even worse than the anchor crew who got stabbed a little bit surviving. They were stabbed a little bit.
Yeah.
They weren't stabbed to the extent the dad was, so I was even going, I guess one was slashed a little bit, but with dad that was a brutal scene.
I was sad when they did live. That was the happiest moment in the
good
movie.
moment is if the dad lived, maybe the boyfriend's alive.
Honestly, could be.
Why are they dead at all?
Yeah,
if
why
I
is
saw,
the
if I saw the
boyfriend
dad
should be alive?
If I saw the dad pull a Jesus, I'm going, well, you know what? Jesus is everywhere, right? We're just got everyone's coming back to life at this point. There was no, that was where it got funny, and then the frustrating horror tropes of like, why is the character doing the thing of just when she's walking out of the room, and the mom's telling her to shoot the head, and she's taking her good old time, going, okay, I guess gun gets snatched. You're like, oh my goodness.
Well,
I at least like at the very end.
Don't go for it. Stay in the locked and barricaded room. You shot the killer.
Yeah.
Huzzah! Wait for the goddamn cops. It's not. It shouldn't be that hard. Wait for the cops or your badass mom. One of the two.
Yeah.
Stay in the locked room with the gun. I just shot the killer. Yay.
But then we don't have a movie.
I know, but it's the same thing of, great, we got into the safe house. We got into the safe room. Let's immediately leave.
Yeah.
Okay. Not even, okay. Sydney, all right, Sydney can go. Sydney can be the badass. She gets to leave, go save her husband. Completely get it. But she's like, yeah, come on, daughter.
Yeah.
No, sit your fucking ass down. I don't trust you, right? Stay in the safe room. That's what the safe room's for. Whatever.
It's the inconsistent trust there too, because the mom during the time is, I guess that's toward the end of the movie where she's building that trust, but she's not being consistent in that That's frustrating to watch. How would you have changed it? How would you have made this better?
God, I don't know. Not make the movie.
Aw. I do like, so I think I've seen one Scream beforehand, I think, but it's been a long time ago.
I would have made Sydney a single mom.
That was one thing you would have done?
Yeah. If you want the dad removed from the movie.
I'm sure there's a previous reason, like a previous
he's probably,
plot line.
yeah, Mark's probably in a previous movie. I just don't remember. But
he could have passed away.
Who knows? But, okay, if he's not supposed to be in the movie, just make her a single mom. Have him have died a previous time. Like, add to the trauma. I don't know.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna,
well, what's his role? What does he do other than that?
Nothing.
Why is he in the movie?
Yeah, no, he really isn't.
Like, what's he fun? I guess he cuts his daughter's foot loose.
Yeah.
At the end, and helps her escape in that final scene, because what they didn't see is the dad being alive there.
Well, the problem also is, like, they cut the feet. He frees her feet. You know what she does though? She doesn't run. She's still like, she just headbutts the woman.
Yeah.
Which cutting the feet doesn't free her to like, she was already
gives her a little extra oomph, you know?
Yeah, I don't know if that helps.
Yeah.
Like, she could have just did that and Sydney like bam 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 done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whatever.
I like how they at least played with the. This is where you see the Scream aspect in the end of, them shooting the villain against the garage door. They look at each other. It cuts back. The villain's gone again, and I'm going, "Oh my god!" Was it
shot? It's shot, stabbed, all this stuff, and
so many times
she gets up like that.
Movie magic, right? But then,
okay.
And then they play with it, and then they both shoot her head a billion times at the end, and going, finally. So it at least acknowledges, again, lampshading. Don't like lampshading, but at least acknowledges the ridiculousness at the end of, okay, finally, we Thanos it. We went for the head this time, and didn't just shoot the body.
I will say, if I was with Sydney, I'd live a life on the road. There is no home. I'd never have a home. I wouldn't have friends. I would just leave.
Again, so many character issues there.
New identity, new life, trust nobody.
Yep.
My God, how many times can that happen to you till you just go, like, I get the lesson.
That's why the husband just doesn't make sense in this movie. It's you're just going, what the relationship with him makes her character weirder and less consistent.
You could have some fun. That'd be actually a great change. Keep the father in there, but they're divorced. Or, like, maybe they never got married. Like, okay, she had a kid with him. He's still the cop, but they don't live together because she doesn't trust him.
Exactly. That should be the idea. Yes, that would be a well-written character, which we don't do here.
No, none of that.
Because why is he there?
Yeah.
What does he do? Because if then she has that mistrust with him, and a part of that, it's not just her rebuilding the relationship with her daughter. It could be her rebuilding the relationship with her ex-husband, who she mistrusted. Maybe he didn't do anything wrong in the divorce. It was just her lack of trust led to the divorce, and it's her realizing that character flaw, and her ex-husband, who it could have been, having this ability to mend some part of their relationship because she realizes she couldn't even have an adult relationship because of her trauma. Her trauma affected her in every single aspect of her life.
It also would add more to the tension of what's the tension between her and her daughter of, like, hey, why aren't you opening up? And, like, this, like, hey, are the daughter having a decent relationship with her father? And go, like, why? I don't get why you guys even got divorced. Like, and are blaming it on her mom of, like, it's because of your trust issues that I don't have to get, like, a whole family. My family is broken apart because of you, mom. Like,
that's
your
way
trust
deeper
issues.
than, like, because of you, I can't wear your coat, mom. Okay, can't wear the coat. Whoa!
All right.
Yeah, that's way deeper, more important. There is a much better movie in here to explore.
Who would you want to be the actual killer instead of the neighbor?
Oh, good question. As it's hard with what it is as it's presented. Maybe just go a different direction from the midpoint on, or even earlier from there. With what we got,
I want it to be Courtney. Courtney
Gal?
Cox's character, Gail.
That would have been interesting.
That would have been
her being the killer.
It would have been at least a little bit more significant. It would have explained the plot.
I think that's impossible though, because like in previous movies, there's no way she could. I'm assuming from how it was built up.
I get it, but
yeah,
it could have been. The whole thing is, Sydney was not in the previous movie, and Gail got this nerve damage clearly, and and Sydney didn't come to help. She abandoned her. So this could be like, I don't know, she broke, and now she's gonna kill Sydney for abandoning her, and all this nerve damage, all this stuff. You could have even had like the shaky hand thing, be a player, and like, oh, the killer has like holds up the knife and the hand shakes. Like
that would be cool. Cool reveal, yeah. I just think that could have been character assassin. Having not seen the previous movies, I imagine that would have been so out of character for her. Like
probably would have been
because there's movies that we haven't seen with her that I'm sure like that would have been stupid, like a Luke Skywalker moment of like, wait, this character, why is she suddenly? But with just this movie having no context, I could see that line of thought. I just imagine for a fan of the franchise, they would know more than we would. Yeah, with what her background is.
I then would have.
But that would have been a cool reveal with a hand. I like that idea a lot. That is cool.
Or make it double down on the bad theme of it being the husband, or in the revised version of the ex-husband that Sydney doesn't trust, and that's why they have a broken home. And then later revealed, no, it actually was she was right not to trust her ex-husband. It was the killer. I would have preferred literally anyone else.
The thing with plots like this, so this type of slasher film plays on the mystery Agatha Christie route of who's the killer. So it's who's the killer, but then also family drama as well, I guess, if you could categorize this in its genres. And a tough thing with murder mysteries is anytime you're reading one, the interesting routes to go, I guess the three subversions of it, if it's not the butler or anything, like, oh, it's the butler, it's the husband, there's so many things that are done so often that it's hard to subvert your audience because people know the murder mystery plot so well. And so one way of subverting that is hey, it's everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody's involved, Agatha Christie. Or hey, it was nobody. Or hey, it was it's the character you're following all along. There's those ways to surprise you or do, like Knives Out does an interesting twist that I guess I won't reveal in this. I love that twist in Knives Out. But how do you do it to make it not, I guess the husband character is, the movie acknowledges constantly how, oh, the boyfriend's obvious, the husband's obvious. It's trying to lampshade more and just be like, oh, it can't be this person because of that. But that leads the movie to making what it thinks is a smart idea of going, okay, we're going to have it be this character that no one saw coming. And I guess because you saw the character on screen, that was a thing. So you could have guessed it maybe. And they throw red herrings. Like I think one of the red herrings was of many of them was the play instructor, the guy who was scolding, saying you're not like your mom. Like, I expected more out of you, more grit. And that being maybe a little aside to be like, oh, did he have some animosity? Or he also knows the layout of the school very well. So it could have been someone like him.
Yeah, and Sydney does take a look at, after the first one, is looking at the people that came by the crime scene, and she sees the theater director sees the boyfriend.
The movie wants you to think it could be him.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I don't think anyone really for a second thought it was him. I don't know. It seemed a little
seemed like ridiculous. A red herring because he was scolding her at the beginning of like, oh, okay, that's the rude guy. And then his line of when being interviewed after the death of one of the students, he goes, why would they do such a thing? We don't even have an understudy. That got a laugh out of me. That was funny. That was one of the lines.
His ego thinking that this whole thing is actually about his play.
Honestly, best character.
That was funny. That was pretty good.
He's actually pretty great. Oh my God. What if they just went in the ridiculous route of that is why he was killing because he wanted more attention to the school play. I mean, his motivation was so messed up. He's like trying to build the theater of it.
That's Scary Movie for you.
Yes. Yeah, that's the Scary Movie franchise. Yeah. Okay, anything else, Rich, for the movie?
Nah, it was a movie that we
How
watched.
did we end up yapping that long about this?
I don't know.
What the hell?
Yeah, this should have been a 20-minute video, and it turned out to be an hour.
Sorry.
Bad.
If anybody made it this long, let us know to make us feel like, oh, sorry, this should have been a 20-minute review.
We're real sorry. This did not need to be this long.
Yeah. Damn it.
All well. Let us know what you think down below. Did you like it more than us? Did you hate it more than us? Are you a fan? Were you new to the franchise? Let us know down below, and we'll catch you in the next video.
See you.
Bye.